Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, fellas. Welcome to episode 2.1 of the Fireside Chat. Thank you. Good looking fire, brother.
It's a toasty one, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I tell you what. How hot is it this week? Is it 90 like it was?
It's about 89 degrees outside right now,
Oh,
and with the fire behind me, it is hot as shit. And I'm
all right.
fat. I'm fat, so
All
it's
right.
real.
All right. Well, let's be quick. Hey, let's start with the rankings. I mean, it's going to be pretty close to what we had last week. Hurt's so good. I mean, these Bohannon brothers are tearing up the league, but Hurt's so
Tearing it
good.
the fuck up.
He's number 2 in points. Big week last week from Derrick Henry. And if Henry as the season goes along, Henry gets better. I mean, I don't know if he's going to do that again, but man, Baltimore's looking pretty damn good. Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
that Henry showing's probably what took you
Destroyed.
down. Yeah, no, for real.
Down. Absolutely. And we said that in the previous podcast that Peebo was, it had me projected to beat him, but we knew better. We knew better than that. Like, it was gonna happen that he was gonna beat me, and I knew it was. So that's why I didn't send my taunts in, because I knew he was gonna be a little dick about it.
Yeah.
But here we are. We won,
Doing, I
or he
can't
won.
fucking see shit. I mean, let's see what else happened in that game. I mean, nothing that stands out on both sides. For you, it hurt Jordan Love being on the bench. I mean,
Absolutely.
would have got you another
I mean,
20
how you
points.
supposed to know?
Yeah, no,
How you
it's
supposed to know?
fantasy. It doesn't decide the game, but it would have made it closer. Number
Sure.
2, we just said it. It's Bohannon's league right now. Hogwash ratings, man. Number number 2 in rankings. He needs more from A-Rod and Brees Hall. I think as the season goes along, especially if they get Devontae Adams, supposedly, I mean, that's a great deal for Rodgers. Here's the thing about Hogwash. Number 1 in points against. So I don't know if you saw that, but you know,
It
and
was
by
a
number
close game
1,
last week. If Josh Allen would have performed against Baltimore, it could have been a lot closer for a Lonely Otter, but it didn't. It didn't pan out, and it sucks for Lonely Otter, and it was a thrive for Hogwash.
it was. But what I'm worried about, Hunter, though, you've had the least points scored against you this year. So has this been like a faulty first couple weeks? I don't think it's been as dominant as Parker, but hey, these next couple bye weeks are going to tell a lot about how deep everyone's teams are. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Hunter's team kind of shapes out. I see a couple losses coming. Number 3, we got yours.
I don't see that, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe we do a friendly bet on that. Number 3, yours truly with the fire there. I got too bad, so sad. You're still number 1 in points, not by
5
much.
points, brother. 5
Hey,
points.
hey, still point guard, still matters. I mean, and again, tough loss last week, but sometimes what can you do when you're going against, the number 1 team?
Right.
Number 4, even though he's had a little bit of a losing streak, I still have the Bob Squad.
Bob Squad is strong.
They are, man. I mean,
he's Casey heavy, but he's got Baker Mayfield, who is super strong right now. So.
And this will come out later tonight. We won't beat game time. I think Baker has another big week.
I gotta throw it out there. I mean, Alex's first year of fantasy football.
Not bad.
It's taken a lot for me to get him into it. A spot opened up. He took advantage of it, and he is essentially dominating.
But isn't that kind of how it goes? Like, we overthink this shit. We do all these mock drafts. He comes in and just picks shit,
We know what's going on.
Yeah. Which also leads me to, I mean, there was multiple games. I think there was a total of 3. I'll have to pull back up that scoreboard. But Bob Squad, man, tough loss to Jagganoff. That was one of the first of this Monday Night Football game. And those Lions, they're electric. So many points are being scored back and forth. I mean, ultimately, too, what hurts him is Rasheed getting hurt and getting that goose egg.
Absolutely. And then the line gosh dang, I'm drawing a blank right now. The old quarterback for the Lions,
Jared
Jared Goff, having a 100%, man. Wow. That was impressive. And catching a touchdown.
Yeah,
You know,
18 for 18.
they did a stat like it was like 3 or 4 different tight ends and a couple wide receivers haven't got a touchdown yet. And a quarterback from the Lions has got a touchdown before them. That's wild. That is absolutely incredible.
It is. I mean, good thing Rasheed's not out for the whole year. He is on IR. So,
Right.
hey, slot him down.
What is it, 4 weeks, something like that? 4 or 5 weeks?
4 weeks, for sure. So, hey, get on that waiver wire. Number 5. Oh, no, not Cog. Second tough loss. Literally came, I mean, like I said, 3 games came down to that Monday Night Football game. And it's not like it was 5 or 10. I mean, we're talking, what? Oh, Cog lost by...
What?
Yeah, a point. 2 points, basically. I mean, just...
Yeah.
And I think it came down to fucking Joey's kicker, which is just
Shout
wild.
out to the early league I'm in. Cog lost in that one. Fuck you, Cog.
Oh,
so...
Number 6, I got Team Walker. Yet again, he lost. No, he won. He
tough
beat
one.
He beat Kirking-off last week because of Monday Night
Football.
Football.
It's a tough one for Joseph, but you know Dylan needed it to stay in this with CMC out. I mean, he's fighting right now. He is freaking fighting for this.
Well, Dylan played Jake last week. Joseph played Joseph played the Bob Squad. But I mean, same thing. Kirking-off is kind of in a spot. Team Walker needed that win. Jameson, man, he's a fast dog. Like, keep feeding him the ball, Detroit. Just go routes. Keep it up. Something else with Team Walker, in hindsight, compared to Hunter's team, Hogwash, Dylan has the most points scored against him, which is tough. So having that and still being in the middle of the pack, pretty good sign. Solid team. Leads me to number 7,
right.
who's also number 2 in points against. That's Best Price. Joey.
Yep.
Big win. Chase and Diggs are kind of starting to take their form, which that's a scary little backfield. Man, he's got a strong bench. Looking up and down, he's in the topper half of the league. And as mentioned earlier, these bye weeks are going to tell who has a more complete team versus top heavy.
Yeah. We'll see here in about 4 weeks where that pans out. But I agree, he's got a good bench.
Number 8, we got Kirking-off. Man, what a shit show from Gesicki. At 0.1 points. I mean, you know, you put a flyer in at tight end, you might have get 8 points and you beat Dylan. Tight ends haven't been producing, but that's tough. Stevenson, he's been a no-show again. He's been fumbling the ball. Man, at looking at your bench, man, put in Moss. Zach Moss, I mean, it's a tough backfield up there, but Chase Brown hasn't getting the ball that much. So feed Moss, man. Number 9, we got Jagging Off. Big win, Joseph. Big win. Swift finally showing up.
Finally.
I mean, they talked about all week that Roschon Johnson was going to be getting the rock, or a little bit more, you know, carries, touches. And I think Swift took it personally, and he showed up.
He got off that injury train, for sure.
But what sucks, man, is it time to sit Tyreek Hill? Until they figure out that quarterback issue out there. Like, bring in Tannehill, somebody. It's terrible.
That radio over here.
Trade for Jameis Winston.
Yeah, you got to figure something else out.
Something, man.
Got to get a established quarterback in there that has. I mean, even Jameis, he's got a lot of interceptions over the years, but someone who can produce more than one of these one one or two first years.
Oh, for sure. Number 10, I got Hold My. Man, you son of a bitch. If Anthony Richardson doesn't go down, or if I do what Q told me, pick up Fields, which I did this week, I win that game.
I did tell him that in that
It's true.
last podcast.
It's true. And it would have decided. I mean, damn it, Anthony. Fucking
I
learn to
will say,
slide,
he
bro.
told me to put the Vikings D in. It would have only got me one more point. It wouldn't have beat Parker. But I did tell him to put
true.
Fields in. You got to get that waiver in.
Huge showing by San Francisco's D. I think it was like
Absolutely.
22 points. If anytime you can get, in my opinion, 10 plus points out of your D, it's a win for the week. Number 11, we got yours truly, Magic Biscuits. God damn it, Anthony Richardson. Like, just slide, bro. An interesting stat that I took a look at, my points for to points against is a difference of 3 points. So sitting 1 and 3, I've been there. I'm right on the verge. So it's not a huge, like, if I were sitting down here and it was a difference of like 50 points, like, that's a big deal. So I'm right there.
Yeah, I had a parlay going with Anthony Richardson throwing an interception, and he got injured, and they refunded. That's the second time this year. Cog, I know I told you about that in the first game with Jordan Love. That's the second time this year I got refunded on a parlay when someone got hurt.
Hey, I'll take it.
I can control that. I just take it as I get it.
And in last place, and man, I looked at his team. It's a good team. They're just not producing. This is the Lonely Otter.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do.
And I mean, but again, look at his team. It's not that.
A lot of coaching, bro. A lot of coaching could be done.
That's true, but he is last in points for. I mean, his roster is very strong up top, but that bench is abysmal. And in these next few weeks, that's where
you got to work that waiver, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, Otter, you better get out in that water and find you something.
You ready for me to run down mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Up over here, goddamn, it's getting hot, man.
Let's hear it.
I got Peebo at number 1. We got a great team. Running back room is fantastic. It's hard to match. If AJ Brown gets healthy, Peebo is going to be a finalist. Absolutely, if not
Agreed.
Number 1. Hunter Bowe, number 2. Overall, great team again. Solid running back and wide receiver room. Kicker 2 was a master fucking class this last week. 20 points. Holy shit.
Yep.
From a kicker. I mean, that'll win you a game right there.
That's true.
If Josh Allen would have performed as usual, he might have seen his first loss, but he didn't. I predict both Bohannons in the finals this year. Both teams are very fucking consistent. They are super good, and that just comes from a football family, man. I mean, you can't deny that they're strong. They know what they're fucking doing. They know what they're talking about, and they're good. Alex, tough call on who to put in QB weekly. On week 3, he put in Mahomes or he didn't put in Mahomes, and he put Baker Mayfield in, and he scored 30 points. And then the next week following, he put in Mahomes and didn't put in Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield scored 30 fucking points. So I feel for you, dog. You don't know who the fuck to put in. Either one of them are going to score 30 points that week. It's tough to decide. Ethan, overall, he's got a solid team. I like that he picked up Colby Patterson, the tight end. Good pickup. Devontae Adams, the trade rumors. I mean, it could add a lot of value to his team depending on where he goes. I think that if he goes to the Cowboys, if he goes to the Jets, either one of those teams, he's gonna add a lot of value to his team.
I think the top 4
Any other team
on Devontae was Jets, Commanders, Chiefs, but they're not going to trade him. Divisional, and going blank on the other one. I think he's going. He's going to be a Jet.
I think he's going to be a Jet or he's going to be a Cowboy, honestly. But either one of those two, he's going to be strong. He's got a good future. Ethan, if you want to trade Garrett Wilson, I know you were sending me some trade proposals. I would love that. I would take Devontae Adams. Just saying. Dylan, another great QB room. I don't know who to decide between, Jalen. Excuse me. As I'm drinking over here. It's a tough start. Got CMC going out. Cooper Coop going out right after. But he's fucking fighting, guys. He's staying in this fucking league. Dylan is fighting. I think that it'll be Dylan and Hunter, or excuse me, Dylan and Ethan going for third place. I think it'll be Parker and Hunter going for first and second.
Okay.
Joey, I'm happy that he has benched Caleb Williams finally. Last week I was talking a whole lot of shit. You're just lucky that you didn't hear any of it. I'm playing Joey this week. I still think Joey's going to beat me somehow, but we'll see. Joseph, tough week for Joe. A lot of his starters are on bye. I'd like to look and see that Joseph removes a lot of the Jags players, but I don't see it coming given that he is a huge Jags fan.
Fair.
Jake Henderson, for someone that auto-drafted, he has got a really good year going for him. I like Mark Andrews being on the bench. He's not performed yet, but he could have a mid-season breakout.
Yeah,
We'll
resurgence.
see. We
That's
will
a
see.
wild. That's wild that he hasn't been putting
There's
up.
a super wild card on that one. Tanner, injuries are killing your fucking team. You might trade up. You might just try to trade up. Shane/Victor, you got a poor ass running back room. You should look at trading up. You should get rid of Josh Allen for an RB or wide receiver midseason. Hey, I'm open. I'm open, bro.
It's true. No one's traded yet. Who's gonna?
No one's fucking traded yet.
Who's
Ethan
gonna
and I
bust a
have
seal?
gone through multiple proposals. We've talked about MLB fucking fantasy leagues. If you guys want to get in on that, let me know. But yeah, so you got to. There's a lot of decent QBs on the waiver. If not, you could trade up for a lower grade QB and get a decent RB or wide receiver. JT, I love that you went with my pick for Justin Fields this week. Just what you needed. You need to utilize the IR, bro. You need to use that waiver with the IR. You gotta trade up or use that IR.
Nah,
I don't know if you
that
can, but
slip on me. But at this point, I mean, it's rumored that Chubb and Hawkinson are coming back next week. So
we'll can see. But you gotta. If not, you gotta trade up on me, bro, or someone.
We'll see. We'll see.
For yours truly, I'm super happy that Jordan Love is back and
Talk
appears to
about
be
love.
healthy. We'll fucking see. I'm also happy that I got Kareem Hunt on the waiver and Saquon. Given that
True.
Saquon Barkley is on bye, hopefully he's used a lot and there's lots of passes and I get a lot of PPR on that. I'm very, very disappointed, Joseph, in Evan Ingram, that son of a bitch, with his fucking weak ass hamstring injury.
Yeah, he's been hurt. I think it. We'll see this week. He's supposed to play. Like he's a top 5 tight end, but
Dude,
we'll see.
week 1, he got 1.5 points. I need fucking 10. I need 10 points to win, dude.
Tight ends all this year have just been abysmal. Very up and down.
They've just been hard. You're right. You're not wrong. I think that I'm going to go 5th this year overall. I'm looking for trades if anyone wants them. I'm throwing the thing on. Anyway, personally, I've got game of the week in fantasy football as Alex or Bob Squad versus Parker Bohannon.
I have the same.
I think that there's a 3/10 points differential. That's huge. That's huge, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Parker, given that he is undefeated. But don't get me wrong, fuck you, Parker. I would love to see Alex beat you. Not to mention, I want the full payout on the total payout for fantasy football. Everyone else is almost everyone else is paid. He's paying me week to week. He's texting me. We've
Stick
gone back and forth.
stick to the pod. Stick to the pod. Stick to the
He's
pod.
being a son of a gun. Team to watch out for: Jake Henderson.
Okay.
He's a tough one to beat. If
Okay.
everyone gets healthy for him, he is a tough one to beat. He's going to be a threat to everyone. Now, if we're going real season, I think the game of the week for the AFC is Baltimore versus Cincy. Cincy's got a lot of work to do, but this is a huge divisional rivalry. And again, for the NFC, tonight here in right now, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, this is a big division rivalry. I've
Yep.
got a couple parlays going here, and I'd love to see Baker and Kirk Cousins throw a couple touchdowns and rush a couple yards each. Give me
Agreed.
$100,
Agreed.
bud.
Man, my quick run through on like what to watch, who to watch. I mean, for me, until he loses, it's Parker. It's hurt so good. I'd like to see how he's gonna. I mean, but honestly, the only person he has on bye this week is Hurts, and he's kind of not been producing the last few weeks. But still, until he loses, I think he's a team to watch. It's his league, and we're just playing in
Absolutely.
it. Point guard,
Couldn't
we
agree
already
more.
touched on it earlier. It's just by a few, but oh, too bad, so sad. Agreed on it earlier. Matchup is Bob Squad versus Hurts So Good. I think it's going to be really close. My yikes, my team that's on the fringes is myself. Sheesh, I got to get this win. Like, I'm staring down the barrel.
It's detrimental.
Don't mind being 500, but I am staring down the barrel. My pickup of the week, yours truly though. I dropped that Chiefs defense and I picked up the Denver D. Denver's got the number 2 defense right now in fantasy football. And I mean, in regular football, they're top 5. They're solid.
In a home game this week?
Yes, they have the Raiders at home. Nice little conference matchup, divisional
That's
matchup.
tough. That's
It
tough.
is, but they don't have Devontae.
You're right.
And I think Crosby's playing, but without Devontae, like I'll touch on it earlier, but
Right.
or
You
later.
spread the field a little bit more.
Exactly. My boom for the week is Jaden Daniels. I think he's just going to keep producing. Dude's
Dude,
a dog. Like
I wish I would have picked him up.
Browns,
Dylan, fuck you.
they have a good up front, but the secondary's been meh. Which leads me to my bust of the week. I just said it earlier. If Devontae was playing, it'd be Devontae. So now that it's not, Jacoby Myers is going to be on Patrick Surtain Island. He's been shutting down everybody. I don't know who has Myers. Don't play him
On
because,
corner.
yeah, dude, Surtain's been ridiculous. And let's roll into the matchups. So, leading off, I got, oh no, not Cog. He's got Spears out and J.K. Dobbins. Spears
Lots
isn't
of
getting,
injuries, lots of buys this week. It's tough, man.
yeah.
It's a tough week.
I think Dobbins being out's going to hurt. He's going against Holdmy. Holdmy has no Pollard, and that hurts. Like, he's been producing more than Spears. But overall, I think Cog's going to pull it out. Another win for the Cog boy. Up next, we got Lonely Otter versus Kirking Off. Lonely Otter has basically, he's Team Detroit. Montgomery's off. Goff is off. And Dallas Goedert, I believe he was the number one tight end.
He's strong, man.
Yeah. Kirking Off has a full squad, no one on bye, and because of that, Kirking Off gets the win. Next game, we got Too Bad So Sad versus Best Price. Saquon's out for you. That's tough.
Game. It's all on Kareem for me.
Best Price has a full squad, and man, even though it's a full squad, you're the point god, and prove me wrong, I got you winning.
We will see.
Then we got Jagging Off. Man, bunch of people on bye versus Hogwash. So Joseph has Gibbs, Laporta, Devontae, and the Philly defense on bye. Hogwash has the Detroit D and McConkey. He's been playing well, but not in his starting lineup. Because of that, Hogwash just keeps on washing the league. Can't stop him. Up next, we got we got a game of the week. Bob Squad versus Hurt So Good. Bob has Calvin Ridley out, which honestly hasn't been producing, so who cares? He basically has a full squad.
Last year he wasn't. And the year before that he was out. So It's tough.
And Hurt So Good has Hurts out, Quentin Johnson, and A.J. Brown. Because of that, I think Bob pulls it off. I got Bob.
Really?
Yeah.
You see the upset there.
Yeah. I think Alex pulls it off.
I like that, but I don't see that. I see Parker pulling it out for a 5-0. If anyone loses, I think it's Hunter. I think the biggest upset is going to be Hunter.
Okay.
He's got a strong team, and he's projected to win by like 15. Somehow, he might lose.
We'll see. I think it's going to be close, but I do think up to down he has a better team than Joseph. But hey, these are just our opinions. We don't know shit.
Sure.
Last but not least, we got the Magic Biscuits, myself. Amon Ra's out, which hurts, versus Team Walker. DeAndre Hopkins and Jamison Williams. He's got a pretty solid squad, though, still, and I think Walker hands me my...
back, brother.
I think I lose again, man. I got Dylan.
He's going to catch a couple passes. They're going to be for 30 yards apiece.
Yeah, I think he has Dylan. Me. Yeah, I have Dylan, too. And last but not least, for those of y'all who partake, I went 1-1. No one heard it. I had a Vikings money line last week. We also took Kyler Murray, 1.5 touchdowns, and the Cardinals to win. They got blown the fuck out. But hey, we went 1-1. I'll take an even week. This week, I'm going to keep it simple. I got Colts money line. I have them with the upset this week. They're on the road, but I think they pull it off. And he's due, man. It's week 5. They have no one to pass it to in Kansas City. Take Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown.
No.
Odds are not out yet, but it's going to be probably like right around plus 110.
He's got too many girlfriend problems going.
Yeah, probably.
That son of a bitch. Dating the semi-hottest woman in the league.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, brother. Unless you got anything to add, that is episode 2.1 of the Fireside Chat.
Lots of fun. You guys want to see this fire before it goes out?
It's a pretty good fire. We'll be getting one soon up here. It's too warm.
You tell me, brother. It's fucking hot. I'm sweating like it.
Well, dude, with my fire stove, I'll heat myself out. All right, brother.
All right, brother.